You're watching Experience Comic Culture and Sales, streaming live daily to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter.
It's time for Minute to Skim It. If you've not joined us in our weekly dance party that happens before the camera comes on, you are missing out on one pure joy. Even if you're having a salty day like I've been having today, it'll put you back in your right frame of mind. It doesn't help that it's super rainy today, so it makes you feel kind of blah. I'm sure you guys are familiar with this, unless you were in a drought and then you have not felt blah in a long time, but you are very hot. Hi, everybody. I'm Jen from Space Cadets Collection, and this is my dude, Liam.
Hello.
Who reads lots of gossip books.
Yes.
This week is an interesting release week, y'all. Your LCS is going to be extra needing of your presence because there aren't as many books out on the rack as usual, which means it's extra hard to sell enough to pay for rent. So go and find something new on the rack or find something old new.
Yes.
That means not new this week, so old but new to you.
Yes.
That's what it needs. Because there was plenty of stuff that came in over the last 2 weeks that was like, it felt like real crowded weeks. You probably had to make choices on those weeks. Which ones do I get? And you can go back and get all of those books, fill in all of those emotional holes for you.
That's how it felt like at the beginning of the month. Just like there was easily like 40 titles that came out within 1 week.
I just want to give you a head up. Because of the way the paper stuff's working out, the inserts that usually go into previews didn't come out during previews week, but they're in your LCS this week. So be hunting for your Marvel insert, which has all the Marvel stuff coming out. And also we got the DC Connect, which is the DC insert. So you can go and you can find out what you should add to your pull boxes and be real happy about that. Right, I read a lot of long things this week, which is funny. The longest of all of them is something that you may or may not have at your LCS. I ordered them from my LCS, but these came directly from Lemire and Kent and Ruben. They made this on their own. They crowdfunded it. It's called Cosmic Detective. And I don't know if you're familiar with Ruben's artwork, but that's the style. The whole book is exactly the same. I think I could really show you that. It's a fancy book, by the way. It has gold right here.
Isn't he the artist for Dark Beach, I believe?
I bet so, because that's
yeah.
It's all neon goodness. Super trippy. All right, so I guess that this series, this book, has been kicked around by both writers for, how long does it say? It actually has a cool insert back here. It says all the cool stuff, like how long it took them to put it together and who wrote what. So it says that Matt and Jeff kicked the script back and forth over 2 years.
Oh, wow.
Each writing an 8 to 12 page section and then sending it back to the other. By the end, the lines of who wrote what became blurry. And then once David, who's the artist, started bringing it to life, the entire project took a life on its own. Okay, so that is your pitch about it. But what the book is about is really about this main character who is clearly a detective because it says so. And they have this clever thing they do in the storytelling where he gets called to a murder, and every time he refers to this being that has appeared to have been murdered, they put a black box that comes over what he calls it. So it could be.
So just weird censorship?
We'll put it this way. No, it's like, I didn't know that blanks could die.
That's cool.
So it doesn't really tell you what blanks are until way farther in the book. Really far into the book.
It's a spoiler block.
Yeah, it's a spoiler block. They don't want to tell you what it is and the
So
storytelling.
cool.
So he still has to say it as a character.
Yeah.
They're hiding it.
I love that.
So I will tell you that it deals in dimensionality, in that what you're reading in the book changes. Gosh, kind of like he walks between dimensions. Like he literally goes at one point in the book and walks up to a car, opens the hood, and it has like, what do they call it? We'll just say that it's like gut stairs. Looks like red guts.
That's
and he walks
so cool.
He walks down them and ends up somewhere that clearly isn't part of just like normal universe stuff.
That's so cool.
So it appears that he answers to very kind of like mysterious, kind of like the Illuminati set up for Doctor Strange, except for, you don't get to see who it is like you do in the movie. Mm-hmm. And they task him, they say he has to solve this murder or else. Mm-hmm. Something. He doesn't get to work for them anymore or something.
Oh.
And there's been an old detective that he wanted to team up with, who was originally on a case related to it, but they're like, nope, you can't team up with him, and we're not going to give you access to any of his like stuff, mm-hmm. which seems really weird. And then all that gets intertwined. So if you are a fan of Black Hammer, you will love it, because that feeling you got when you're reading this stuff about like Colonel Weird, which got really like, where is he? Mm-hmm. Does he know where he is? I don't know. He can't interact with anybody that's on the plane that we're watching, mm-hmm. but he very much knows what's going on. This is kind of like that feeling where it's like really great storytelling, and you're going to say to yourself, man, this is super original thought. Mm. Very different. Ooh. Very different. You can tell it got kicked around for 2 years so they could perfect all of those. Like, we're not writing a regular detective story.
Like void detective kind of thing.
Yeah, it's really cool. And I'm not 100% certain that it like clearly finishes.
Oh.
It gets to it ties up part of the stories, but not 100%. So I'm hoping that this means that we're going to get more of the Cosmic Detective.
Maybe.
And this one, this version that they made actually has like cool, like a total fold out, like a trifold with all the characters on it.
That's cool.
It tells you some, like, don't read the back part first, because it actually has in the like the character descriptions for them some very spoilery parts about the storytelling. Mm-hmm. So you don't want to do that. Unless you like spoiling stuff for yourself, then go ahead.
That's me.
So again, this is self-published stuff by Lemire and Kent, which are amazing creators in every sense of the word.
Well, actually, that's dope. I don't know how to transition.
You can't.
I can't.
Nope.
Well, do you want to do another book? Because
I
read double what I read almost.
It's true. I'm going to do something else that doesn't actually come out this week.
Yeah.
But I have in my hands. And the reason I have Mashbone and Grifty is because this is the, I think, San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. Mm-hmm. Pretty sure. And this is the book that's part of the new Chispa imprint, which is awesome. I actually got to interview Oscar Garza, I think. Oh. I can't remember. Somebody from Chispa who was awesome. I have to go back and look at it. I got to interview. And this one has a look of maybe a kid-friendly book, but it's really not.
Oh.
And it is specifically aimed at the Latino market. So, which is super funny to me. They call it Latinx when that whole culture is very like the French are, where everything, oranges, cars, whatever, they all have a gender. So anyway, it's funny. But Mashbone and Grifty is about these two characters, which have so little money that they run their, I guess we're going to call it a detective agency, out of, it looks like a bar, just like the back corner. The we call this booth space, the back corner. And they have a character that shows up there after there's been a big discussion about how Mashbone and Grifty are going to pay their tab, which is not.
They're dipping. They ain't coming back.
But it's funny. It's very full of Latin culture, sayings, and mannerisms, and forms of speech. And then it has at the very end kind of a cheat sheet for like if you're not from Texas and know all that stuff already, because it's totally part of our culture. It will help you out. But it's really funny. And I think it's their first book that's going to be coming out from the imprint, and it's really cool. So
that's actually really cool. I love that. Well, still, I have no good transition to anything, but so DC's Saved by the Belle Reve. Or Belle-Reve. Belle-Reve. That's what I was thinking. So it's 8 separate storylines. With school starting back, I'm not surprised. It all takes place within school somewhere. Either school is starting back in a few weeks, or school is actively happening and the students are going in. Or it's just tales that surround schools. At some point, what I'm aware of the Suicide Squad is undercover in a school as teachers. They're doing a very bad job at being teachers because they're not. And they're just super cute stories. One of the stories involves a kid being bullied because he is non-binary. And it was interesting. I've been enjoying this is just a side thing. Even before I realized that I was trans, I've always enjoyed that kind of like representation of media that's also acknowledging real issues within schools. And they're all 8 individual stories. The first one takes place at the Gotham Academy. It's adorable. There's another one that's Tiny Titans that I feel like should be its own just story in general for like a younger audience.
Oh, so you liked it enough that
it was adorable, yeah. Because I have a little bit of context. I have a 5-year-old going on 6-year-old nephew and a 7-month-old nephew. And I've been trying to find stuff that I can send to my sister. So there's just giant pile of stuff to give to him for his birthday. And definitely I would love to get that story to my nephew. And these are definitely any age could read it, if I'm being honest. There's not a lot of graphic anything. It touches on I guess parental disconnect, or like I guess guardian disconnect with one of the with Oliver Queen and his I guess adopted son Roy, and touches on it really well. And it warmed my heart. It was really nice. Just really cute, like going to school kind of stories. I loved it. And like I said, it's for all ages. There's no like specific thing. And there's no like gore or anything. It's just an overall like rated E story. I love that.
So all of them are rated E or just that one?
No, they're all rated E.
Oh, well, that's nice.
Like there's goofy like cartoony violence that you'll see in like Cartoon Network shows aimed at like 7-year-olds. It's fine. There's no swearing. I mean, if there is swearing, it's censored. And it's for comedic relief. And it's only one of the stories, and it was the Suicide Squad story.
Yeah, it's like, how do you family-friendly Suicide Squad?
Yeah, like sure. And it's meant for comedic relief. So like, I enjoyed it. That one, I mean, like it's to your discretion for the kiddos, but my sister would let me read it to my nephews, so I feel like that's fine. Got my sister. Yeah.
All right, we just want to welcome everybody that's joining in. Kason, hi. I saw Leah's in there, and someone else showed up, but I can't see their name. Moved up. Is Leah Waves. This is our awesome review show called Minute To Skim It that we've been doing for, I don't know, 7 years, more, something like that. So we're doing spoiler-free reviews of the books that are coming out this week. So we hope we can get you pointed toward what you want to tell your LCS to grab up for them. For you, sorry. if Mario Lopez is not in there with his dimples, you don't know what's going on. I didn't notice him.
They do have a
But-
reference to the show as the very last story. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was really funny.
That Dalek is trained to watch my back. Thanks, Leono. And Ed Weird's in the house.
Hey, and Pablo, my man.
Everyone's here to hang out and find out what they're supposed to get.
Yeah.
All right, so there are a whole bunch of stories in Amazing Fantasy 1000.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna tell you exactly how many there are because
it
there were
looks big.
quite
It
a
looks
few. I can't show you the inside because it was against the rules. But there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Mhm.
So here are the names of all the different storylines. There's one called Just Some Guy, which is the lead out story. To me, the two strongest stories are the two lead outs.
Mhm.
But also, all of them are great, but I like ones that are like emotionally impactful, so I'll tell you why. So Just Some Guy is amazing. Sinister 60th is amazing. Spiderman versus Conspiraton, that's hilarious because it has to do with conspiracy theories in the story, but they're handled very interestingly.
Mhm.
The storyline is pretty much that a new bad guy is using some kind of gas to make people believe they're seeing stuff in the paper, the Daily Planet paper, that isn't there.
So like some subliminal messaging kind of?
Like imagine that you're reading and the paper is verifying like weird conspiracy theories, but mixes them all up.
Oh.
Just like so that it doesn't make any sense. And then J. Jonah Jameson believes that he's winning a Pulitzer for calling out Spider-Man for being a bad guy. You know, it is not Mysterio. It's someone that I don't think that has ever appeared before. So,
Ooh.
and then there's one called "The Kid's Got a Good Eye," which is nice because that line actually happens in the story. In the Flesh is good. Slaves of the Witch Queen actually goes back and touches on a story that I guess is presented in AF-15 but is never resolved.
Mhm.
So it and brings back the Witch Queen. You Get It is by Hickman, and With Great Power is a Neil Gaiman story.
Ooh.
So timely that you can
that's
see his
cool.
stuff. So I will tell you, I got through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the 8 stories and felt like this is one of those books that's way worth the money because it's all the stories are good.
Mhm.
And I can't imagine the two I didn't get to, the Hickman or the Gaiman, isn't good because that would be ridiculous notion. But so this is not rehashed material. It's not thrown together material. This is special. This is like truly special stuff. Neil writing for Marvel. Worlds collide. This is one of those stories reveal that Sandman was part of Uncle Ben's death. Oh, we all want that crammed in an already crammed third movie. I don't think so. No, I mean there's a really impactful story in here that deals with that.
Oh.
That's the one that was one of the ones I loved very much. But it does not rehash any material. So it's not one of those things like, let's show it happening again. No.
For the 6 millionth time.
It's like the whole story you think that it's
Like, I
about
get it, he's
something
dead.
else,
Yeah.
but then it wraps it all back into that. So
That's good. I love that.
really good.
Well, actually, because we got them to, I'll just not that mine. Ant-Man. It was so quirky, and I loved it. I read the first issue, and it doesn't seem like it's a linear storyline. I guess they're making references back to the first one, where like somebody's teleporting and has a vendetta against him, for some reason. And Scott Lang is dead in this storyline, I guess. And I don't know. I thought it was really funny. There's a set of like 3 panels that straight up made me giggle. And I can't say it because it spoils like the entire plot of this section.
Go with that.
No. But and if you pick it up, you'll know what 3 panels made you giggle. Because it acknowledges how Scott dies. Because it's established at the very beginning that, or like at the very
That's the
beginning.
premise of the whole.
Yeah, it's
arc.
like and it was really, I thought it was really funny, and like I said with the last issue, you don't need to know anything about the previous Ant-Man storylines in order to jump into this. I have watched all of the movies except for Civil War, and it's
a big hole in your knowledge.
I know. It's just I haven't had a chance. And it's good. I recommend it. You don't, like I said, you don't need to know anything about Ant-Man. You do need to read the first issue though to understand some plot points in this though. So if your LCS does have volume 1, pick it up, or issue 1. Just so you understand small little things that are being referenced back. So I enjoyed it. It was great.
Yeah, is it better than Marvel Comics 1000? I can't remember it was in Marvel Comics 1000. That's been so long ago. I've slept so many times. I apologize that I don't remember. So hypothetically, yes, because I remember it, but also I just read it. Is there a Spider-Ham origin? Only if it's in those last 2 stories I didn't read. It seems unlikely that either one of those guys wrote that. And JD just wins a million points for making good pun as he posts out, I ain't having it.
And I do think Spider-Ham at some point did have if I'm remembering correctly, I might be just spouting some BS, but I think he did have a small little thing in like a kid storyline of like his origin and how he exists and why he exists. But I think it was just a kid story. I don't think it was a main issue kind of thing. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just lying, and maybe I'm just creating things in my own brain. But
there was a book that was released maybe 3 or 4 years ago that I swear deals with. It was kind of like a funny look back at his character.
Because I remember hearing about it when Spider-Verse was first released, and I was like, what?
This is like a single shot. I remember that one of the versions had like a Connect 4 cover. Damn, I wish I could remember the name of this book. But I heard through Grapevine or something I read that they're going to go back and make another one of those books, which makes me happy because I remember it being really silly and fun. I'm sure someone can find out information. It was super smart, but given only that amount of information, it's not helpful. If you were my husband and could read my mind, you would already know what I was talking about. After 30 years together, I promise you can finish all the things. Spider Ham and Eggs one shot? No, it was something else. That's a good guess, though. All right. I was very interested in reading this number 2. It's Wild Cards, Drawing of Cards. It's based on a George R.R. Martin writing. He does not write this book. It's a different creative team that did it, but it's based on his work. And the best way to explain it is if you liked Sky Captain and the World of Tomorrow, it feels like it's set very much in that universe where it's wartime, but it's definitely old school, telling Green Eggs and Spider Ham. I like that. Nope, that's still not it. And in this one, I've read too many time travel books this week, so I gotta make sure I'm doing it right. It's based on George R.R. Martin's work, so there's no issue 3 on the way. Now there is.
Oh.
There is. It's gonna finish up.
Neat.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so there is a character. What's this guy's name? I wish I knew this guy's name. I don't think it mentions it. He shows up and talks to the president about something that he sees that's coming for them, and as a nation. And the president doesn't believe him until they actually start seeing it. And then you see giant airships, which is what you would expect from something that was supposed to be sky captain-y. And it was the big event. Yeah, there's just an awesome air battle that brings in Jetman, which is this guy. Jetman. And so big aerial battle. Also, if you liked, what was the name of that game? There was a really fun like aerial battle game that you had made miniatures for. Oh, something skies. Dang it, Crimson Skies. If you like Crimson Skies, you will also like this book. But definitely be where it's definitely set in that kind of universe. The Jettateer, yes, sure. All 26 pages. Oh my word. You need to sing the Wild Card theme song based on the Duran Duran's Wild Boys. Oh, that's a deep dive. And the Meg is in the house.
Also, regarding the Peter Porker thing, it was indeed a one shot that came out in November 1983 that ended up becoming a bi-monthly series shortly thereafter.
Okay, so we started out as the same one.
Yeah. So it started off as just a joke one shot, and then it just continued as a series.
Right, you review one of those. I'm gonna try to find the book I'm thinking of.
So variants. So the variants, it's a Jessica Jones storyline that's been going on since probably May. I'm not huge in Jessica Jones. It was just a plot. There wasn't like a storyline that's continuing. It's not acknowledging any more Jessica Jones. It's acknowledging just plot that happened beforehand. So a little bit of background of the storyline that's been going on. Essentially, Jessica Jones has variants that have been coming into her universe. And one set of them is going after her and is trying to kill her, and Jessica doesn't know why. And a Hulk version of her is trying to protect her and is also trying to understand what's going on, because they all just suddenly appear in her universe, and half of them are after her and the other half are like, why are we here? And so the half that's in this is trying to understand why one of them is trying to mess up her marriage with Luke Cage. And the one that's accidentally messing up her marriage doesn't realize that she's not in her own universe. So it seems like they just suddenly are here and were just translated from their universe and hers. And it's just generally like exposition of trying to explain to one of the newer variants why they're here, and what's going on and what Jessica Jones essentially knows. And Luke Cage is currently in a hotel across town keeping the kids safe, and he's only in it for like 3 pages, but generally, if you enjoy Jessica Jones, I'm gonna keep reading it because I'm enjoying where it's going, but if you like Jessica Jones at all, pick it up. It's pretty good. I need to start the show too, but I thought it was entertaining. I thought it was really fun, and it's a cute concept. I'm enjoying what I'm reading.
Oh, I love it.
So right. You found the answer to your thing.
So no lie. Google's algorithm is really smart, or at least it knows me really well.
Yeah.
Because all I put in was Comic Connect 4 cover, in which it came up with a Comic Connect 4 cover that I was looking for. The name of the comic was Marvel's Ziggy Pig Silly Seal.
Makes sense.
So there you go.
Well, that answered that question.
And now you know the things that I know. Just dumb stuff. Jessica Jones' Diary. I love that. That would be awesome. All right. I do not have the regular cover of this book this week. But I do have the fancy San Diego Comic-Con exclusive cover of Forever Forward. This is, I think, the 4th and final, not the final, like he's not ever going to make any more books, but he had told me, I don't know, 6 months ago, they had 4 book series all coming out in the same time.
Oh.
So, Forever Forward, he also has, this is Zach Kaplan, sorry, I'm talking about, Breakout, and he has 2 other ones that are out there in rotation right now, but Forever Forward was the last one to appear on the scene. Mm-hmm. And the cool thing about Zach Kaplan is that the other 4-piece books that he put out before, which are Lost City Explorers, Eclipse, Port of Earth, and I always forget the last one like a dope. So hard. But they're all amazing, but they all have a little bit of like reality science in them. Enough to make you think to yourself, well, maybe
this could be real.
Maybe it could be real.
Yeah.
Kind of the way that Crichton, he wrote a lot of stuff that was a little bit science-based, and a lot of it is kind of like happening now.
Yeah.
Because he did a lot of good research. So, and this is kind of like that. So,
that's good.
The premise in this book is about this kind of scientific fellow. He must be part of the school system, right, where you get grants and you have to do stuff. But you have to write papers, you have to present things in order to like keep your funding. And this fellow looks like he's at the cusp of like a huge breakthrough in you can't call it time travel because he as he explains, there's no going backwards in time. But he did somehow transport a mouse 0.3 of a second forward in time.
Oh, that's actually really cool.
So he's gotten that far, and his friends want to throw him a birthday party, and he's like, "No, man, I just got yelled at by the person that's in charge of my funding that says I absolutely must produce paper or proof, like semi immediately." Yeah. So that's where the story starts you off. That's cool. And it's just like, man, this is, you can tell, like, if you watch just enough TV, like if you're a Netflix, person that loves to watch all of the documentaries that are out there about time travel, you're like going,
as a huge time travel nerd myself.
Yeah, it's like this seems like the way it would roll out.
Yeah, because time travel is possible. It's just really, really hard.
Yes, Pablo, and 0.3 of a second later, the mouse is suddenly very hungry again. Yeah. It actually doesn't mention what happens to the mouse. The mouse was just interesting. Maybe they'll go back. Maybe they'll rotate back to that.
Because, that they have been talking. I got heavy into time travel with Doctor Who. But it is possible. It's just teleporting humans that kind of level into the future could melt us. Quite literally, could melt our bones.
For a long time, their argument was the reason why you couldn't go back is because you're where you are on a planet. Yeah. If you go back, we'll put you in the middle of space somewhere because your planet is hurling at so many thousands of miles an hour, around a sun. Yeah. The way it would be really stinking hard to compute.
Because we're always at a different point in space at all times. Yeah. It's just, time travel is hard, and we really can't do it.
This has been your TED Talk.
Yes.
On time travel.
Yes.
Yes, and as a good mention, please consider joining the EXP mailing list. We send out one email a week. This week's email is a doozy and comes out tomorrow, so I would sign up today so you don't miss it, because we've got big things happening, and you will want to be in the know, so... big stuff.
And we always be doing cool stuff on this channel too, by the way.
We do be doing that.
We do be doing weird stuff.
Doobie-doobie-doo.
Then do you want to finish or do you want me to?
Go ahead, because we're literally exactly on our last books. It's crazy.
So Harley Quinn 2022 annual. Weird fun fact, I'm actually not a huge Harley Quinn fan. Ironically enough, I did dress up as her, but never really have been. And I've been enjoying what they've been putting out with the Harley storylines. This has 2 stories in it, 2 completely separate storylines. One of them has a Eldritch being as the main antagonist.
You say Eldritch?
Eldritch. It looks like a H.P. Lovecraft creation. It looks like, and I love H.P. Lovecraft's like people that make the art of it. Beautiful, terrifying, grotesque. I love it. And this gives those kinds of vibes. And it's really cool. I thoroughly enjoyed it. The second storyline takes place in Vegas, and it's just Harley being Harley, just buying all kinds of things on the Vegas Strip. And they're just both like really cool storylines. It absolutely shows like how Harley works with a team, which she doesn't. She does her own thing. She walks for her own beat. And I just enjoy them. They're really good. And obviously it's an annual, so there's only one this year. So if you like Harley, pick it up. And I enjoyed reading it. I thought it was fun. She also has a space hammer, apparently.
Space hammer!
Space hammer! Literally called a space hammer. And she has like she has her own like sequence alpha that nobody else knows what she's talking about. And she was like, by sequence alpha, I mean smashing anything. You guys just follow along. And I loved it. I thought it was really funny. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
So this is the annual.
It's the annual, so there's only gonna be one.
She's got roller skates on.
Yes. The art on it is obviously not the art inside. That's typically how it goes with a lot of annuals.
Mm-hmm.
But the art in it is still gorgeous. I've every once in a while just picked up and read my roommate some of his Harleys, just flip through it, and I'm like, oh, this is cool. I love this, and then I put it down because I don't continue reading it. I'm a huge art fan when it comes to DC. Some storylines are but I've enjoyed the art that they've been putting out the last few months. So
Pablo, just based on what I read, it has to be both time and space, because the move that they make when they move forward in time always puts them in the exact same space.
Yeah.
So they end up on the same place on our planet. So
because if you don't put those two together, you're going to be sitting somewhere either in the center of the earth or somewhere separately from us.
Mm-hmm. That would be very
bad. You're just all around bad. Yeah.
Breakout number 3, which is also by Zach Kaplan. I'll show you. This is the number 1 of that. There's a couple different covers of that. This one's another one of these crazy cool, based a little bit in science, just enough to make you wonder.
Mm-hmm.
So in issue 1, there are these big cubes, which is that what's on the front. These big cubes that show up over the Earth. Okay, and they have, I think these robots come out of them. Either they just they just suck kids up into it. But young people, however they choose them, we're not 100% certain. I think they pull up everyone of a certain age.
Oh.
And put them in these cubes. And they just sit there and float. Oh. And there's no way to communicate to them. They can't they can't pierce the outer shell. They've tried everything they can. They can't see in them. They don't know what's going on. They don't know what's happening to the kids. And the story is really from the point of view of this fellow who's right here, who has a brother that is abducted and brought up into the cube. So I didn't read issue 2 somehow. We sold out of them, so that's probably why I didn't get to go back to it. But this is issue 3. And he's gotten together with a bunch of other people who have people that they love that have been sucked up into these cubes. And they've worked really hard to kind of figure out a solution. Think of a giant heist. Mm-hmm. But the heist is they're going to go break into these cubes and get back their family members. Mm-hmm. I think the plan is really just to get their own people. I don't know if that's the way it's going to work out, but it's got a lot of really smart, thought through ways to defeat and all, there's those robots that all have specific functions. I don't know how they figured it all out. Italian Job Part 2, yes.
and would you say they're breaking them out?
You're totally going to break them out in the breakout.
Anyways, yeah.
I will tell you, it does not resolve in this issue.
Well, yeah. I'd assume that it's only the 3rd issue. Mm-hmm. I didn't realize it hasn't been going that long.
All right, now I want to share with you guys some books, some trade paperback books that are coming out this week. So you can also look for these at your LCS. From Ablaze, there is this cool Minecraft-inspired books called Frigil and Fluffy. So if you've got people in your life that love Minecraft and there's not enough coming out quickly enough for them, this one is really cute.
I just read the back, and it's written by a Minecraft YouTuber.
Yep, and it is number 3, so there are 2 other parts to that out there. This looks really awesome. Let me see if it has anything like a pop-up or anything. No, it's just regular reader. This one is Bat Wheels, Lucky Wheels. So for, you know how kids are, they love cars. And if you can make cars that talk, that are part of the Bat universe,
You'll make
everyone
bank.
wins.
If you make talking cars, kids will buy it.
Kids are about it.
Yeah.
Other things. Cells at Work Code Black number 8 comes out this week. Some really great golden books are also out this week. Little golden books. Shazam featuring Black Adam. This is Heroes Help. If it wasn't before release day for this book, I would read it out loud to you, just like it was book time. And then this cute Funko Pop style E.T., the extraterrestrial, which is funny because E.T. is in movie theaters right now.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, because they always do it towards the end of the summer. No, forget that.
That's Batmobile in the Cars universe. That's right.
Yeah.
We have a trigger for you. There you go. And then I don't know if you guys know about these yet. These are really awesome, done by the Lego folks. And in the Jurassic World universe, this is called Untold Dinosaur Tales, Camp Chaos. It's Universal and Random House working together to get your kids to read, yo. And it's got dinosaurs.
You can never argue with dinosaurs. I mean, you literally can't. They can't speak, and they're dead. So
they also are very terrible at doing things.
Yes.
Batman's mystery case book.
Ooh.
It says, "Can you solve these mysteries before the world's greatest detective?" That's awesome. And
That's actually really cool.
Like, you know, it says, look for clues, analyze evidence, solve riddles, and learn history. Help the Batman as he goes on his adventures to see if you can spot solutions to these mysteries before he logs them into his casebook.
Ooh.
It's like a really awesome kids book for just $10. That is just a no-brainer.
I wish they released more like kids mystery books because I feel like a lot of them are aimed at like young adults or teenagers.
No, there's a bunch over there in our section. I think they know the kids like to try to solve things.
But I feel like because
not everybody knows about the dinosaurs.
But I get like a lot of parents who come in and they get like the mystery books, but they're too high of reading level for their kiddos.
I'll help you.
Yeah.
I'll show you where they are. I'm actually we need to go through all the kids area and separate them by thematic stuff.
Yes.
Right now I just have them kind of like
just
this is pretty and together.
Yeah.
Also grab this up. The Devil's Reign X-Men comes out this week. Ooh. There is a volume 2 for Silk. It's been a while since that storyline resolved, so now you get to tag at that. Volume 13 of all of the X-Men Hickman related stuff. This is called Reign of X. And last but not least, Batman 89, which I'm telling you, we never ever had any of these on the rack. They always sold out every single time. So it'll be nice. People will actually be able to finish reading this series.
I've been getting people coming in asking specifically for Batman 89, and I'm like, it says in the system that we should have it, but we do not.
And now I think we've got a special guest. Is there a special guest going to come on today?
Maybe.
He was going to, so.
Yeah. He teased a purple suit.
We'll see if it happens.
Oh, I think Kyle got busy and he had to leave.
No!
And he was talking. He was talking big talk for like.
Well, I think he thought y'all were gonna bring him on before y'all got started.
Oh.
Because he was wearing the suit behind the scenes.
Oh, I'm so sorry. My bad.
I got a phone call. Hold on.
Oh. I was like, he said he was gonna be here.
While he's working that part out, I just wanted to tell you guys, I have to remind you, you've got a chance between now and tomorrow morning to get with your LCS and make sure that they've got all those cool books set aside for you.
Mama.
Yay! Hey. Kyle looking sharp in the purple suit.
Yeah, it is purple. It looks dark in the camera, but it's actually, you know, that those cars that like when you look at them from one angle, they're one color, and when you look at them from another angle, they're a different color.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is that suit.
It looks navy blue, but I know it should be purple.
But if you were at a different angle, it would look red.
Oh.
Interweb colors. Is it
Hey.
like that dress? Is it blue and white or
Oh
tan and
my-
whatever?
Oh, blue and black.
Yes, but the suit itself is called Berry.
Oh.
And I think what they've done is taken all the colors of all the berries and combined it into one suit.
That works.
Perfect.
Oh, books.
So what is up with you?
That's a
Oh,
light
is it just
guy.
a light?
Yeah.
Is it Huckleberry? Pablo wants to know.
No,
No.
I don't know. I don't know. I didn't realize a huckleberry was a real berry.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was kind of like a chuckberry,
That's what I thought was.
which is a real berry, but not one you can eat.
Yeah.
That's a joke. But you know,
Chuckberry.
Oh my gosh.
Logan
Oh, we
berries.
can connect it.
Oh, is this a lot of you guys the first time to see the Kyle?
I don't know.
I've never seen your face either.
A
I've just
bunch
heard
of
your
other
voice.
shows.
You've been working behind the scenes, and I've heard your voice almost every week since I have started co-hosting the show, and I've never seen your face before until right now.
But literally every week for the last month, I've been on the show before this and the show after.
I know, and I've still never seen your face within like the last 4 months of me doing the show.
You should tell everybody about the shows that you do so that
Yeah.
they can be tempted to watch those also.
I don't know.
On the spot.
I'm on the show with Dan and Jay next, where in stores this week, where we read comics that were in stores this week, which is a version of this show, except that we spend a whole lot more time reading and a whole lot more time spoiling
Yeah.
and a whole lot more time debating whether or not words are certain parts of speech.
So you're saying if you want a spoiler-filled review show.
Well, I just don't know the last time you guys debated whether or not a word was a verb or not. For Dan and I, it happens kind of a lot.
I just make up verbs at this
You-
point.
You argue if is.
Right.
Oh, no.
And then on Friday nights, I'm on with Nick on the Art Show.
Yes.
Yes, or you get to hear Jay say that he liked every book, whether it was good or not. And sometimes they're not, but Jay still likes them.
And
But I'm on the
where to
Art
get
Show.
your jacket.
Because I want your jacket too, honestly.
Leah wants to know where to get your jacket.
Destination XL.
There you go.
You have to go to the Big and Tall store.
At Ohio.
No, like they have them all over the place.
Okay.
But Destination XL. Because if you're 6'3", 300 pounds, you can't just buy a suit. You have to go to a specialty store. But then, yeah, I do the original art show with Nick on Friday nights. It's an hour from 7 to 8 Eastern. Here on the over on the Experience, or here on the Experience. And it's true, Kyle and Dan are giants. But we sell original comic pages on that show. And then there's some stuff coming that will be announced in the future that I'm on.
I am a blind third party.
Well, I'm not announcing things we're not announcing.
Oh, yeah, obviously.
So,
Yeah.
but I'm on those two shows, and sometimes I'm on the Dan Wickline show, where Dan and I argue about why comic book movies are not good.
Yeah, that's...
Wait, you don't like any comic book movies. So.
Correct.
I mean, some of them are kind of... I saw the first Suicide Squad.
Incorrect.
My dad got it for me for Christmas.
They're all bad.
They're all bad. I don't know.
I grew up with them. I have bias. I'll get heated
So,
on this
yeah,
topic.
this is. So I told you I'd put on the purple suit because we were talking about what everyone was wearing, and I have a purple suit because I'm here shooting something tomorrow.
That's right. For the big reveal, yes?
Yes.
We're shooting something tomorrow for the big reveal, if I can get everything to come together. If not, you won't see me in the purple suit. You'll just hear my voice pretending to be a different person.
Really bad impression of some actor.
It will all be revealed.
No, it's a pretty decent impression. I've been working on it a lot.
Well,
Every superhero movie ever made except for Darkman has been
I
bad.
haven't even heard of it.
It was the first Sam Raimi superhero movie.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
And Liam, it came out when I was single digits. You weren't even thought of yet.
I was not even a sparkle or a even pretended thought in anyone's eye or
Right.
mind or anything.
Although I will say this, I watched 15 minutes of the new Samaritan show with Sylvester Stallone, and it has a lot of potential.
That's what I heard. I
Oh,
heard it's very good.
There may be one good superhero show with Sylvester Stallone in it.
Yes.
I like his now very old and grizzled look.
Yes.
It appeals to me.
He doesn't even look the same as he did like 20 years ago. It's nuts. Oh, it's so weird.
Pablo agrees with you on the Darkman.
Yeah. Oh, it was great. Oh, I forgot about Greatest American Hero. I will have to rewatch and get back to you, Pablo.
Praise Howard the Duck.
Howard the
I
Duck
love
was
Howard
really
the Duck,
good
dude.
if you were a
Oh.
certain age and into Leah Thompson.
Weird fun fact. Howard the Duck was my first comic movie that I didn't believe my dad was actually based off a comic until I saw it when I started shopping here. And I was like, it's a real, oh my gosh, he wasn't lying to me this whole time.
True. So, you know, I said I'd come on in the purple suit, and I did.
Just they're gonna start to throw out movies that you must love, of course, like the original Fantastic Four.
Disagree.
Disagree.
I agree with that opinion. It's not that good.
Wonder Woman with
Not,
Laura.
hold on. Pablo, not a movie.
Not a movie.
I quite like the Captain America show with Reb Brown, but only because you can see all the wires and junk. Same like the Lou Ferrigno Hulk show. It's
Yeah.
fun because it was, what's the word I'm looking for? Campy.
Yeah.
Like the 56 Batman show. Anything really before 1980 in the superhero world that was on television was good. All the movies are terrible. Anything new is terrible.
Yeah. This is a Roger Corman Fantastic Four movie was better than the
Fan Four Stick.
Fan Four
Yes.
Stick.
I will also say this. If you think if you are like me, I would also say Toxic Avenger is maybe the greatest superhero movie ever. But you have to have a really sick sense of humor to like that one. Also up there, American Splendor, starring the guy from Sideways.
So you're not gonna count Mystery Men?
No.
How? Oh, that was like my favorite. Oh, that was my favorite movie when I was a kid. Unfortunately for my parents. Oh, it's a great movie. Oh,
Triple
top
B
tier.
says Punisher Dirty Laundry short movie. On
That was good. Yeah, but who played Harvey Pekar? Pablo, I can't think of his name right now. Right, Blank Man was good. Dark Man was good. But we could have this debate all night. But you guys have another show you have to do. I have another show I have to do. And it's real warm in this suit. Paul Giamatti, thank you.
You went to high school together?
Oh, what? That's actually really cool.
Climate's cooler every time I see him.
He was my favorite John Adams. Just throwing that out there. Yes. So anyway, we should probably wrap this up because I'm gonna have a heat stroke.
All right, we're wrapping it up. Thank
Yeah.
you guys so much for joining us for a minute to skim it. We did run out of material because this week is a smaller release week. To that end, please go support your local comic shop because they would love to see you.
And keep people like me employed.
That's right.
Yes.
All right, we love you guys. We'll see you guys next week here on The Experience. Bye, y'all.
Bye.